Students, we're back. We're going to do one last example in this section 4. I think it's pretty simple. You'll pick up on it very quickly. We're going to talk about vertical angles. So something else to kind of add to our knowledge of angles. There is another relationship. Anytime you have two lines that intersect, as we have here in this figure, you see that these two lines intersect and they form 4 angles in there, okay? They've color-coded it for you. The red angles are what we call vertical angles. They share a vertex, but they don't share any other sides. And so they're kind of across from each other in such a way. Angles 1 and 4 are adjacent, as well as angles 1 and 2 are adjacent. So I can identify the relationship between angles 1, 2, and 4 as being angle 1 is adjacent to 2 and it's also adjacent to angle 4 because they share a vertex and a common side. But what's the relationship between angle 3? Because it only shares a vertex and not a common side. We would say that they are vertical angles. So angles 1 and 3 are vertical angles, as are 2 and 4. So when you see that X form, if they only share a vertex and not a side, then they're vertical angles. Anytime you see those two lines form. Okay, so example 5, you're going to need your protractor. So if you've got that, go ahead and pull that out of your pencil pouch. You're going to need that to kind of finish this up. I can't show this to you on the board right now. I just don't have access to a good Mimeo protractor to do this. We're going to name a pair of vertical angles, and do they appear to have the same measure? We're going to check by measuring with the protractor. So literally, this is not hand-drawn. I copied this out of your textbook so that you could easily measure this and check this yourself. Okay, so there's 2 pairs of vertical angles, and I'm going to color code them. So let's start, I'm going to start with red, and let's start with angles E, D, and F. E, D, F. And what would be a vertical angle to EDF? Well, you're correct if you're saying GDH, angle GDH or HDG, you would be correct. These are vertical angles right here, okay? They are vertical. They do share a vertex, but they don't have a common side. And so that makes them vertical. So if you will, go ahead and take your protractor and set it up. They both appear to be obtuse. Go ahead and set it up and see if you can find the measure of EDF and then measure the angle GDH and see if they're the same. And out to the side, why don't you put that angle measure right here for me? Okay, and we'll check that in class tomorrow. All right, let me change colors. Let me do this blue color, very vibrant color. I'm going to do another set of angles. There's another set of vertical angles here. And let me do angle EDG. Okay, so I'm going to color code it. And then the vertical angle to that one would be angle FDH. Okay, and they appear to be acute, much less than 90 degrees from, just eyeballing it, they appear to be less than 90 degrees. Take your protractor and measure both of those angles and verify that they are equal in their measures, okay? So that's what I need you to do at home. Check by measuring with a protractor. Do that for both sets of angles for me, and we'll verify that and check that in class tomorrow. Okay? Thanks for listening.